Hello everyone. Guess what? We're not making anything today. In today's tutorial, I am going to show you my favorite tool to use in Cricut Design Space. As you may or may not know, in the bottom right corner of the layers panel, there are 5 tools for you to use as you are creating your project. Now, they are in order. One is called Slice. The second one is called Weld. The third one is Attach. The fourth one is Flatten. And the fifth one is Contour. Now, out of these 5, my absolute favorite one to use is the Slice tool. Please leave a comment below and let me know what's your favorite tool to use. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cricketing with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. In today's tutorial, as I've stated, I am going to show you my favorite tool, and I'm going to show you 5 different ways that you can use that tool. At the end of this video, if you find this information helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. So without further ado, let's get started. The number one reason why I love the Slice tool is because you can make a photo into just about any shape. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let me go over to my shapes panel and let me choose a heart and let me upload a photo or add a photo to my canvas that I've used recently. So let's just say I wanted to use this image of Prince and I want to change this photo, just a portion of it, into the shape of a heart. What I would do is arrange the photo to go to the back. So I'm going to send it to the back. I put the image of the heart on top and I make the heart as big as I want it to be. Okay. So let me make sure that I have all of his hair and his face or just as much of the image as I want. And what I would do is I would take the image and the heart and I can now slice it because slice only works when you have 2 layers selected in your layers panel. And as you can tell, I have 2 layers selected, so I can choose to slice this. And then what I would be left with is the image of Prince in a heart shape. Okay, so that's my number one reason why I love the Slice tool. All right, my second reason is you can put words into any design. So let's just say I wanted to find an image of the state of Texas, okay? And so I'm going to do a search for Texas, and here is the state of Texas right here. And let's just say I wanted to create a message that says howdy. Okay, so I'd find my text and let me get my text box. I double click in my text box. I turn on my caps lock and I might just type the word howdy. And of course, I probably change this font up a little bit. I might want something a little bit thin, maybe a thin font. Let me see what options come up. See, I like this one called Agency, okay? And I would put this just right on top. Well, first I would make sure that it's attached. And I would just put it right on top of the word, right on top of the state. And I select both. Now you can see I have 2 layers. I have howdy and I have the state of Texas, okay? Remember, Slice works with 2 layers. So now that I have 2 layers selected, I can slice this out and I can create a design just like that. So now I can delete this because I don't need this anymore. And I also don't need this. Okay. Let me go to my images and let's say I wanted to create a gift tag. Okay. And let's say I wanted to just use this one right here and I'm going to click add to canvas. Now this looks a little bit plain just the way that it is, right? So I could fancy this up a little bit. Let's say I wanted to add, let's just say I wanted to add hearts to this or stars, okay? So I could just make a little bit of stars, right? And let's say I wanted to duplicate these stars. So let me duplicate it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I would take these stars and I would align them to the bottom, and then I would kind of stretch them out. And if I put them on the top of this gift tag, I could, fancy this up. Or first I would need to attach these. Okay, so these are kind of just like one layer. And if I put these on top of this gift tag, okay, I still cannot. Oh, because they're touching. So I would need to actually weld these. Okay. And so if I put these on top of this gift tag, now I have 2 layers. I have the layer of stars and I have the basic cut of the gift tag. If I select both, then I could slice those stars out and just fancy that gift tag up a little bit. Now, it doesn't look that fancy, but you get the picture. The next reason why I love the slice tool is because I can cut off pieces of an image that I don't like. So let's just say I grab an image. Let's say I'm looking for, um, let's say I wanted to use, let's see, this image of these 3 gnomes. Okay, so I can see that this is a basic cut. And typically, if you find an image that is a basic cut and you see that it's like this and there's no option to ungroup it, you'd have to use it just like this. However, I could use the slice tool to cut off one of the gnomes if I didn't want all 3 of them, right? Now, typically, if you find an image like this, you wouldn't cut off any of the gnomes. But let's just say I didn't want to have all 3 of them. I just only wanted to have 2 of them. What I could do is grab a shape. Let's say I grab a rectangle and I can rotate this rectangle by 90 degrees. And I can put it on top. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And let's see. I can put this rectangle on top of this gnome and I can select, I can select the whole thing, the gnome, and let me move this all over, and the rectangle, the gnomes and the rectangle, and I can slice this. Okay. And I can see, I can start to move out the pieces that I don't need. I can delete that part. I can delete this. And I can also delete that. And then I would still have a little bit of this left. Now, of course, I could use the contour tool, but if you're not familiar with contour and you're not, comfortable about using contour, this is another option. So I would have to just grab another piece of the, I could grab another shape. Let's just say I wanted to grab this triangle right here because I think this will work perfectly to help me get this last little piece out. Let's see. Now, I don't want to cut any of that other gnome, but I might cut into it a little bit. So I can select both. I see I have 2 layers. I can click slice. Okay. And I can move all that stuff out that is left. I still have a small tiny piece. Let me get another little shape and get that out of there because I do not want it. All right. So I can just grab another shape. I can turn it this way. Let me make sure I have it. I still don't. Okay, now I do. I can select the whole thing. I can slice it. And there I go. So now I'm left with 2 gnomes and I can delete all of this other stuff. Now, I have recently used Slice several times in the hack that I showed about how to layer glitter vinyl. So let me give you that one as my 5th example of why I love the Slice tool, because I've given you 4. Let me give you another example. So let's just turn the caps lock off. Okay, and I am definitely going to change this font. Let's say I wanted to use a system font that is called, I think it was called Blustina. Okay, and let's say I go ahead and just weld this font and I make it a little bit bigger. And let's say I create an offset for this font. Okay, that one is a little bit thick, but let's say I want to just bring it down just a little bit. And let's say I apply that, and now I can select both of these. If I just wanted to create an outline, I could do it by using the slice tool. Okay, so I can move my name out and I can see where I have a bold outline. Okay, so that is the reason why slice is my absolute favorite tool to use in Cricut Design Space. I just love it. I think the possibilities for using this font are absolutely endless. And I have used Slice in so many of my tutorials. It's just not even funny. I think I've used that more than anything else. All right, so hopefully this was helpful to you. If it was, please leave me a comment and let me know how you have used the Slice tool or how you plan to use it. Also, let me know if you've learned something new in this quick little tutorial. That would be fantastic. As always, thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.